Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Jay back here with another vid. Hope you all doing well, blessed, on your purpose, getting to a bag, all that good shit. Got a very special vid for y'all today. How I set my goals for 2023, right? So let's hop straight into it, right? So I don't want to make this video too long because I feel like it's not necessary. There's a lot of videos on YouTube that talk about goal setting, accomplishing the things that we want to accomplish here in this new year. And I feel like in recent years, like last year, like last couple of years, I've always set, a lot of goals or multiple layer goals, right? And maybe you fell victim to this. Like we think that, I think it's a quote one of my mentors told me, which is, we overestimate what you can do in a year, but we underestimate what you can do in 10 years. So really, I'm trying to take that mindset and approach it to the way that I'm doing my goal setting here in 2023. So more specifically, having the mindset that less is more, because the less things that you have going on in your life, the less distractions, the less goals or tasks that you have to complete, the more focus is that you could put into the stuff that really matters. So I think it's important, again, to one, get clear on exactly what it is that you want out of life. And then also ask the second question is, once you have a pretty long list of goals of like what you want to happen this year, then narrow that down and say, okay, what's the one wealth goal? So the way I break it down, right? I will break it down into health, wealth, relationships. What's the one wealth goal that if I hit this goal, it makes all the other goals irrelevant? Or what's the 1 to 2 goals? So like for me, I have a financial goal and then I have a content goal. So my financial goal, that comes from my businesses, and then the content goal, that comes from the shit I put out online, right? So one of the content goals is here with YouTube, right? So as long as I'm continuing to put YouTube videos out, everything else is irrelevant. Whether I post on Instagram, whether I post on TikTok, whether I post on any of these other platforms, yes, that's going to ultimately grow my brand. Yes, that's going to be ultimately a net positive event. But the way that you prioritize goals is you want to hit the most important goals first. So for me, that is YouTube and growing my business. So as long as I'm checking off those 2 boxes every day, whether that's putting a video out for YouTube, editing a video out for YouTube, planning a video for YouTube, scripting a video, whatever it may be, for the foreseeable future, I see myself just putting out a video a day. But as long as that gets done, as long as on the business side, I'm doing things that grow my business, I'm taking my prospecting calls, I'm taking my closing calls, I'm taking my client meetings, I'm meeting, I'm networking, I'm doing everything to grow my business, then ultimately that's a win for the day. So instead of having 3, 4 multi-layered goals, I need to post 10 times a day on Twitter, I need to post this amount of time on LinkedIn, I need to post this on Facebook, I need to post this on Instagram, I need to post this on TikTok, I need to do this, I need to grow, I need to learn how to trade, I need to learn how to drop ship, I need to learn how to do 1,000 different things. If you could just focus on like 2 tasks when it comes to each category in your life, I think that is a way to really not only focus, but ultimately accomplish your goals. Like that's the whole point, is to actually get it done. So that's like the way that I view like the health goals, and then applying that same mindset to health, right? So if I think about health goals, the biggest thing for me is stopping negative habits, and then also, evoking a couple positive habits. Now those positive habits for me that I feel like I had the biggest ripple effect is meditation, and then also stopping the pornography, the retention, the releasing, all that type of stuff, right? So if I'm doing those 2 things for my health, those are gonna have the biggest net impact on my life, right? And then when it comes to relationships, similar thing. What's the key relationships in my life? Who am I spending the most time with? So like, I'm spending a lot of time with my girl, right? So like, I need to have goals for that relationship. And who's the other important relationship in my life? My mom. I probably talk to her the most, so I need to have specific goals for that relationship. And now, since everything's boiled down to specific goals for each key area in life, it's going to make all the other goals easier and more effortless and damn near happen regardless. I think this is a lot of times what people miss is like you see, oh, the 7 habits to become this, oh, the 5 habits to become a millionaire, or the top 10 goals you need to whatever do for 2023. When really, if you focus on the couple, it makes everything else irrelevant. If I post YouTube videos and I grow my business, eventually I'm gonna have the income that is going to be necessary to hire the team to do everything else. I could hire a videographer, I could hire an editor, I could hire a photographer, but I need to have these 2 pillars going first. That's going to propel me for the long term. And this is something that's going to change for each individual person. I'm not saying that you should go out, start a YouTube channel, and make YouTube videos. Maybe your lane is TikTok and Reels. I don't know. That's something you have to sit down and meditate and really figure out for yourself and get clear on what your vision is for how you want to have your life. And a lot of times, in my opinion, based on experience, I found that the vision and the clarity comes from previous things that you've set for yourself that you may have forgot. So you may have grew up and say, hey, I want to be a rapper. And then now you're not a rapper. Or I want to be a photographer. I want to be this, I want to be that. And somewhere along the way, we lose that dream. We lose that goal. We lose that ambition. And I think that if a lot of times as adults, we can come back to those childhood passions, then that's where we really gonna experience the most fulfillment in life. So for me, YouTube is something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber, right? So me putting the time and effort here and growing through the discomfort of not having a perfect video. This is not gonna be a perfect video. I'm not gonna edit this video. I'm gonna post this video because it's getting late. So like going through the growing pains of having the discomfort of not having perfect videos, but just staying consistent is what ultimately is going to lead to the long-term benefit of, oh, the perfect video with the perfect hook, with the editing, with all the stuff that you see of the people that you potentially watch. Eventually it'll get to that level if you work past the discomfort. So bringing that back towards the topic of goals, after you have these goals set down and you wrote them down on the paper and you say, this is what I'm going to do. One, you have to commit to that. You gotta commit. You gotta say, this is what I'm gonna do, and not change your mind. And there's a lot of distractions and stuff out there, so what I recommend to commit, to continue to instill that commitment, is to write them down and look at them every day. If you're focused on your goals, it's hard to be distracted because you immediately can say if something aligns with what you wanna do or not, right? So after you have that commitment, you got the goals written down, you done committed towards the goal, now it's just about taking it one day at a time and then working past the discomfort. Because that's the big thing that a lot of people quit on, is they get to the point to where things are uncomfortable, so they don't want to go on. They don't want to continue. They don't want to keep putting the work in, right? So a lot of times, we have to just understand that that's part of the process, that's part of the growing, that's part of the becoming the best version of yourself process. And through that uncomfortability is where all the fruit lays on the other side. So it's really important to take it, one step at a time, work through those little discomforts and realize that it's temporary, because after a while, once you get into the habit of getting through the consistency, staying, overcoming addiction, if that's something that you're dealing with, you want to get rid of bad habits, that's one of your goals this year, or anything like that, there's going to be that moment of uncomfortability. But once it gets to where you've done it, 3 weeks, some people say 21 days, 3 weeks to build a habit. Some people say 67 days. I think it's probably more closer to the 67 days, because I done did shit for 21 days that ain't been a habit. So that's a different story. But once you get past that point of, okay, this is a habit, this is something I do every day now, then there's that uncomfortability is gone, and all you're left with is the fruit of the work that you put in. So just to recap, set a couple goals. I recommend like three goals, one for each big area of life, like a health goal, a wealth goal, relationship goal. And then from there, commit to those goals, write the goals down, commit to the goals, and then tell yourself that it's gonna be uncomfortable. And that's normal. Like we get into the process and we think, oh, I'm supposed to like this. I'm supposed to like making these YouTube videos every day because this is what I want to do. I want to be a YouTuber, so I'm supposed to like it, right? No. If I'm not used to it, you're not going to like it. Same for anything that you want to achieve in life that you're not really used to. not really gonna like it. So you gotta push through that, past that discomfort. Once it becomes a habit, your success is inevitable. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Catch you in the next one. Peace.